What's up, everybody? I'm Frankie Biggz. Thank you for stopping by. Guys, I would like to introduce you to my mother,
Hello.
Alice Alicia Lucio. Well, Alicia Lucio. Anyways, this is my mom's.
Hello.
You
Where
guys
am
got
I?
to see my pops, grumpy old vet from last week. Um, Today, we are watching the SB19 Fate. Now, this is episode 5. Now, Mom, I got to give you a little bit of a lowdown on who SB19 is.
Okay.
All right. These cats, they are from the Philippines. And you've been watching a healthy diet of BTS since you've been here.
I've enjoyed it.
Yes. Okay. Calm down. Because I know your bias is Jimin. Who's your
No,
bias?
just, huh? Irene?
Probably Jimin. Anyways, we're talking about SB19 here. All right.
We're gonna see which one of SB19s.
Yeah,
Is
which
her
one Mom
bias.
thinks is cool.
Okay, I'll see.
So here's the deal. SB19, well, I only draw these comparisons because you've gotten to see some of the things that BTS has. We've talked to you about what they've gone through and some of the videos you've seen. Now, SB19 is from the Philippines, whereas BTS is from Korea. The very big difference between them was that in their artist development, when they started to become a group and the, the label, Hive, for BTS started to develop them using gyms and using dance studios. You know, although these kids were, not being paid, and of course they're not. They're just a group that's being put together, so they're training them. They're training them for their debut. But all the members uh, came from middle class stable homes, mom and dad. I'm not too sure about Sugar. Sugar was probably had it a little more rougher than the other guys did. Now, the difference is that SB19 is coming from the Philippines and they're coming from extreme poverty.
Yes.
Okay. And these guys didn't have a label at that moment to do anything for them. It was literally just based on favors that other people were doing so that they could use maybe their backyard or maybe a very small studio. And I say a dance studio, not a recording studio. Even the music that they were recording, one of the members, he was using the most basic programs to just do their songs. So these kids had nothing. And as far as their family life, I'm not too sure if every one of them had a really stable life.
They had determination.
That's all they had. And they literally made something big out of literally nothing. And so I really like these guys' story. I love BTS, you know that. And but these guys for me, it's just the shining example. If there's a will, there's a way. Isn't that not what you
Correct.
always say?
I always say that.
So extreme will. And I'm not taking away from any other groups and their struggles or anything like that. I'm only calling it the way that I see it because I'm taking it from this POV, which
proof.
is whatever the internet puts out. I've been watching their whole ultimate guide, and what happens is that fans and some, I guess you can say, press or whatever, they put these guides together, and they kind of it's like a documentary of the group. You know what I mean? What they know. It's for people who are just now discovering them. You now have this guide that'll take you through. You don't ever see that really in the United States. But to these people, their fandom is very important, and to themselves and to the group. And the fandom takes it upon themselves to be able to generate more fans. So they put out these ultimate guides. You know what I mean? And it's an introduction to people like me. So we have been watching these cats, and since the first time I saw them, for me, I believe that Filipino people are some of the most talented people, humans on the face of the earth. They dominate everything that they put their mind to, and pound for pound, talent for talent, from fighting to music to dance to acting, Filipino people are just wow, but they're seriously underrated. So SB19 came from that. They rose out of literally nothing to becoming a very big something very quickly. So we are on the Ultimate Guide 5. By this time in this timeline, these guys are basically they are now starting to move. They're getting more notoriety. But what's happening is that, and you know because you've raised a few superstars in your time, there's that point in when the popularity doesn't meet the financial means. You know what I mean?
Soon.
Right. So kind of this is where this is at. And then also the dynamics of the families that they have, friends, and how those things, you've seen how that works too.
Yes, I have.
Where our closest friends became our worst enemies. You know what I mean? So,
That's no
well,
matter.
you know what I mean by that.
That's in every situation, every
Right.
place.
But jealousy is the evil monster.
Yeah, it's an evil monster.
So, in any event, this is called Fate. This is episode 5 of the SB19 Ultimate Guide. I hope you like it, and we'll talk more.
All right.
Here we go. Let's count it down. 1, 2, 3.
If I told you that Gento era started way before 2023, would you believe me? This video was taken more than a year ago on SB19's legendary comeback in the Wish Bus. You will realize it when you see it. In a world where choices and chances collide, a concept emerges. It's captivating and mysterious. Fate.
Fate.
This is a journey that transcends the boundaries of ordinary existence, challenging our perceptions and igniting our curiosity. Prepare to question, marvel, and discover the forces that shape their lives. Were they just mere pawns in the grand scheme of things? Or did they, against all odds, become masters of their own destinies? Back in SB19's training days, they loved listening to OPM songs during their breaks and stretching sessions. Most of them are songs from Ben and Ben. They really looked up to them because of their music. They were simply just humble fans of an already established Filipino band. And in 2019, when they were still trying to make a name for themselves, something quite unexpected happened.
Hello everyone, we're here with
If you haven't noticed, they really tried their best to appear calm and professional as they met their idols. But after they parted ways and entered their vehicle, SB19 pretty much lost it and became fanboys themselves, which was quite a wholesome sight.
We met Ben and Ben, bro! Successful performance and Ben and Ben!
Pagpasok kami ng sasakyan, tapos biglang lumabas sa sasakyan nila yung Ben and Ben. Tapos, malapit sila, sabi na, pa-picture tayo.
What a coincidence!
Okay, sobrang saya ako, tumatalon talaga ako sa saya.
So, pagka nag-comment tayo Ben and Ben SB19, so Ben19.
Ben19.
SB19!
SB19.
It's been
And 2
19.
years later,
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's awesome, man. Yeah. Very cool.
Are these the same guys?
man,
Yep.
who would have thought that
That was the group they just
would
met.
actually turn into reality? Crazy stuff for sure, but not as crazy as this one. In 2021, SB19 were asked about their plans after the Pagsibol EP, and this was their answer.
Gusto po namin magkaroon ng parang katulpusin kung basta na magkaroon talaga ng music show na talagang solely yung mga grupo na nagsasama-sama, pinapromote yung mga young talent. Kasi dun makikita, dun mapapanood din ng mga ibang audiences from all over the world yung talent ng Philippines. So, hopefully next year, makakasataparan.
So, parang in short, Philippine pop adventure.
This interview wasn't released to the public until the next year because I think the media didn't believe them. Maybe they thought it was impossible to unite all artists in the P-pop scene because it is known to be very competitive. Even fandoms go to war from time to time, and the sheer scale of logistics alone to get everyone on board could make most organizers quit their job. But hey, despite the uncertainty, they managed to pull it off.
Oh, 我觉得 Filipino 好的。
Yep.
我觉得 Filipino 好的。
Yeah.
我觉得 Filipino 好的。 我觉得 Filipino 好的。 我觉得 Filipino 好的。 我觉得 Filipino 好的。 我觉得 Filipino 好的。
Yeah. P-Pop Con,
Who are the girls?
other groups from the
How did they
Philippines
do?
that have made it.
Well, maybe SB19 were just so determined to prove that P-pop is not a competition. It's a community. That historic event happened in Araneta Coliseum, a stage that, back in the day, SB19 could only dream of. At the time, they could only joke about it. But they had no idea that it would actually become their home stage.
What's up, Araneta?
At this point, you probably recognize a pattern already. When SB19 makes a prediction, they likely come true. Which is pretty crazy to be honest. But what's beyond crazy is when it reaches the level of insanity. You see, when they were asked to wear a blindfold on the Halloween of 2019, Pablo said this.
Parang napanood ko na to sa TV. Pili ko alam kung saan tayo pupunta sa Pinoy Big Brother.
Oo nga, no?
Ganito yun eh.
Ganito ba yun?
Lilipat na tayo sa bahay ni Kuya. Kaya SB sa bahay ni Kuya.
And 2 years later,
Wow. Hello po, Kuya.
They're hitting every
Maligayang
goal
pagdating sa aking
in
bahay.
fantasy that
so
they
they were actually blindfolded for more than 2 years?
incredible.
Anyway, when SB19 entered the Pinoy Big Brother house, they easily became one of the most entertaining guests the show has ever had and gave birth to some very interesting interactions.
Titirang ka. Earthquake or fire?
Yeah.
Labas! Labas! Labas!
What?
Oh,
Yeah, we gonna go. Itong aking pinapangako, hindi susuko. Yeah, we gonna go up. Ibibigay ko ang aking puso. Kahit pa imposible. Yeah, we gonna go up.
Kinikilig ako. Mukhang kanina ko yung matago talaga yung kilig ko, kuya.
Kahit ilang beses pa magpapa. Yeah, we gonna go up.
Ipinakikilala ko sa inyo ang SB19.
what's the SB19 stand for?
Punta na po kayo sa Egypt.
What's it stand for?
We'll talk about it in a
Ako
second.
nakapunta na akong Egypt.
Because I'm gonna have to have Irene tell me what it is.
Peter, may iwan ka dito. Peter, may iwan ka dito. Bagay ka sa bahay ni Kuya.
Bakit mga bang furniture?
Ken, anong pakiramdam na hindi naman talaga bakasyon, pero semi-break?
And I was crying on the staircase, begging you please don't go. And I said, wala ka man ngayon sa aking piling. Nasasaktan man ang puso at damdamin. Mulit-muli sa'yo na aminin, ikaw ay mahal pa rin. At kung sakali na muling magkita, at malaman na mayroon pang pag-asa, performing mo sa'yo
This guy is sleeping.
aminin. Puso na, puso ang magpasya.
Oh,
Sorry.
Ako ay isang imong Adarna.
Sleeping Beauty.
Napagaling ko ang hari. Dahil dito.
Yep, typical SB19 antics right there. Now if you think that prediction was insane, then I have something more insane coming up.
Holy shit, this is insane. Max. Yeah, quiet, sorry.
When Josh celebrated his birthday back in 2020,
All right. What does SB19 mean?
Okay, SB19 is being said to mean two things. One is show BT, which is the label that signed them or
Right.
believed in them from the beginning. And 19 is the number of the Philippines and the number of South Korea because they were basically doing K-pop
Right.
style together. I'll put together the sum of 8-2, which is South Korea, and 6-3.
Gotcha. Did you get that, Mom?
No.
Okay. So SB is what?
SB is show BTs because it's the name of the label.
Show BTs. 19 because, if I'm not mistaken, the country code for the Philippines is 19. And 19 in South Korea is?
No, the number of the Philippines is 63 and South Korea is 82. So they sum 6-3, 8-2, and it makes 19.
Ah, okay. So
and the other meaning is, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
The other meaning is that it means sound break.
Oh.
Sound bright?
Break.
Sound break.
Sound break. Okay.
Who's that one in front?
The one in
Is that
front.
Josh?
I still don't.
That's Josh.
My bias is the guy that's to the very left. The guy that's got his mouth open.
Yeah.
That's Pablo.
That dude. That's Pablo.
My bias is the one in the right.
The very right with the stripes.
And I'm a guy in the middle.
Yeah. I like this the Pablo because
You like, yeah, that's Josh.
Oh, Josh is in the middle, right?
Josh is
He's
the middle
cute.
cat.
Kind of reminds me of you when you were younger.
She got his name right away.
Right.
I think he reminds me of you when you were younger because when
Me?
you had hair.
Really? I used to have hair like that?
Yeah. You did.
I remember having long hair.
You had hair like that.
Yeah. Anyways, I like Pablo.
I should know.
You should know. Because you had to pay for it to get done and everything. So.
I did it.
All right. Had hair like a woman, peeps.
No, you didn't.
Yes, it was very long. Used
Well,
to use
later, not
horse and tail as shampoo.
that was later.
Anyways, I like Pablo because he's the producer. I mean, they do have a lead producer that works with them, but Pablo is kind of the production mind. He's kind of he is the heart of that group. A lot of the ideas and a lot of things that have happened with this group have been his brainchild. And ironically enough, he also had it the hardest out of all of them, in my opinion.
In life.
In life. And so it was, the rest of these guys were dancers and everything. And I think he was a dancer as well, but I think his focus was always music, production, songwriting, that kind of stuff. And now when you listen to their stuff, this kid is, wow, man. He's just so eclectic in his ideas, and he just has a way of just making anything work. And because that's where he's coming from, where they literally had to make everything work. You know what I mean? They didn't have the money to go buy synthesizers and studio time and stuff. So he had to deal with what he had. That's why I respect him a lot. Not to mention he can rap really well. All of them actually are really
I haven't
good.
heard that, but
Here we go.
SB19 members surprised him with a mysterious guest, and this mysterious guest apparently can read minds. He told Josh to ask him anything about his future, and this was his question.
Ano gusto mong malaman about your future sa isip lang? Will I be a professional esports player?
Here's the answer. I hope you have the time to be an esports player in the future when SB19 goes international.
How did he do that?
Now let me just emphasize yung sagot ko. I hope you have the time to be an esports player, a professional esports player for that matter. You're gonna be a semi-professional esports player, right? But I hope you find the time when SB19 goes international.
So not only did Josh become a pro esports player, but SB19 also went international by entering the Billboard charts and having success with their first ever world tour while proudly representing their country.
I know you make the Philippines proud, but you make all of us proud.
Thank you so much.
Congratulations.
If we turn back time and ask random people, most of them might not even believe it would happen.
I don't believe in superstitions.
And this created one of the most memorable moments, especially for their international fans. When SB19 were just about to wrap up the concert in San Francisco, this suddenly happened.
What? Dear SB19.
Our first US, di ba? US celebration.
Our US debut!
Wish USA, let's go!
Thank you so much, AT.
Wow.
It was a pleasure meeting you. Thank you so much, SB19, and see you soon.
Wow.
Thank you, SB19. See you next time.
I want to congratulate SB19 for finishing your first US tour. Thank you, SB19, and we'll see you next time.
Hi, Mahalima. Congratulations for your first US tour. And keep in mind that we love you. This is just the beginning. Thank you so much, SB19. See you next time. See you in Canada.
We hope you enjoyed your stay here in the US during your wild tour and have plenty of memories with your friends. Thank you, SB19. See you next time.
Thank you, SB19. See you next time. Hi, SB19. Congratulations on your tour. See you next year. Thank you, SB19. See you next time. Thank you, SB19. See you next time.
They said, I bet you'll never make it, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Shania Twain.
Yep. That's Pablo, the one that's going to talk.
You guys are beautiful people. I just want to say, we couldn't really thank you enough. We are so blessed to have you guys, and to have this platform where we could enjoy and do what we love. and at the same time inspire and motivate people. Talagang we have the responsibility and we will do our best to inspire people and motivate people, and together we will attain our goals together. So I'm just really blessed and happy that we have you guys. We're so thankful from the beginning up until now. You have been, you know, unconditionally supporting us, and we know that this is just the start. I love you too. I love you. I love you all so much. Words can't express what I feel right now, pero I'm really, really overwhelmed and my heart is so full. Maraming salamat po sa inyo.
Thank you guys so much, guys. Changed our lives. Alam niyo, before, it was just our dream actually to come here. So do not to work in the Philippines, but you guys, you're always there. We couldn't thank you enough. We couldn't thank you enough. You guys made us stronger. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, that was a tiny bit emotional. Because, you know, SB19 started from nothing. They were once very young, but they dared themselves to dream. You may call it fate, prediction, or manifestation. But besides that, they also put in the work by practicing more than everybody, improving more than everybody, and sacrificing more than everybody. So this time, I'll let you decide the conclusion of this video. Is SB19 really predetermined? Or do they possess the power to shape their own destiny?
All the makeup. You guys, I'm not a big fan.
Something about it felt a little inauthentic to me. I just felt like they were trying really, really hard.
Yo, you heard those boys saying the first thing you're gonna go and hit them jackets?
So anong feeling pag binabalikan yung mga times na yon na ang daming people na nagda-doubt?
Who you kayo ngayon?
Who are you? Good question.
So I got something to say about that. First off, the guy that put this together is a YouTuber like myself named Casual Chuck. And he's done some really, really good work over the years with these guys as far as documenting them in their journey. So shout out Casual Chuck. And recently he even gave me a free what was it? Well, I already subscribed to him, but a free membership to his channel because we're covering his work.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I'll tell you is that when they were first coming up and they started to go to radio and they were being interviewed, man, if I showed you this, you would be upset. The amount of disrespect in their face that they got, because the only thing that these guys, these radio guys and press people would ask him is, "Are you gay?"
Oh, please. That's
Why are you gay? And it was and then these guys were like,
what?
Like, what are you talking about? First off, it's none of your business.
What if?
Yeah, and why do you but the thing is that because they're such good wholesome dudes, they never fought back with them. They would just be very nice and be like, "Listen, we understand what
They
you
had class.
see." Huh?
They had class.
Yeah, and that's exactly how they did it. But you could see that it was wearing on them because it would be a good interview and then somebody would come up with some bullshit like that. And it just really, you could see it knock the wind out of these dudes because you know that they wanted to respond. And there was I don't really want to call it a tense moment, but there was a tense moment that somebody, one of the reporters or something, had said something about a particular member and him being gay and what the other members thought about that. And they just like, you know what, man, what does it matter? You know what I mean? We're not here to talk about our sexuality. Basically, I'm paraphrasing. We're not here to talk about sexuality. We're here to talk about making music and basically making people smile and be happy.
Entertaining.
Yeah, we're entertaining you. So what we do behind closed doors is none of your business.
Yeah.
So now, concerning this episode, I love the idea of the manifestation. I know that one thing that you've always told me is be careful of your words because your words have meaning, your words have weight, and once you put those words out there like that, you don't know how they're going to come back to you. So always try to be positive. Also, don't go out and start chit chatting and gossiping, basically. So also, what you say is really what you are. You know what I mean? You are
Yes.
who you say you are. So I like the fact that instead of there was a depression moment. There was a moment where these guys broke up,
It
and
happens.
they broke up because of all the press that they were getting. They were just getting the momentum, and then the press just started bringing them down with this whole gay thing, and and there were other things, other factors, but basically they all just felt like just forget this, and they took off. But one guy, who was it? Do you remember that member's name? Was it Josh? It was Josh, wasn't it?
Of course.
Stell, or Josh or
Or
Stell.
Josh or Stell? One of the guys said, "Okay, y'all can leave. I'm going to keep
No,
going."
I think it was Josh.
Yeah, I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep going. And he did. And the rest of the members were like, a couple weeks go by, he's still showing up to the practice space. He's still doing like as if the group was there. And he knew that those guys would be back. And then one by one, they all came back again. And it was just a very cool thing to see that this dude just said,
He
you
was
know
the
what?
real
I don't have
spine.
anything else.
He was the real spine, the one
Right.
that had the most determination.
And that's what
And
it was. And
thicker
he,
skin, and he wasn't going to let people trample all over. And
That's
that's
right.
a good thing.
And it was a good thing because the rest of the guys had given up. And the one question that they asked themselves was like, now what? What do we have?
What do we want?
What exactly? But they were thinking, what do we have? We have nothing. We're in the gutter. And this kid's like, not me. I'm getting out of here,
The
man.
thing is that what do you have? You have what you were born with.
Right.
And you have that drive, but you've got to work with it. And you can't let people just drag you down.
Yeah.
If you really believe in yourself, you go for it.
And he did. This kid, that was what I thought was the coolest thing in the world was the fact that he was like, I'm not going to give up. I'm not going to give up. You guys want to go ahead and do it, go ahead and do it. But I'm going to show up when we're supposed to show up. We're going to use this studio. I'm going to use this time to do what I do. And eventually they all came back, man. And it was him. And they all say it that he was the person that inspired them the most because he wasn't going to ask that question of himself. What now? What now is I don't stop. What now is I keep going forward. I'm going to do this. I know what I'm going to do. I know where I need to be. And that's it. I don't care what happens. So you're either with me or without me. And that's it. They came back together. And he was the one that, no, stop with this. Don't let this get to you. This is par for course. You know what I mean? This is what happens. People are going to talk shit about you no matter what. They're going to question you. They're going to try to bring you down.
Don't be so weak.
Right. So the fact that once that they got back together, now I'm telling the crowd, I dig the fact that it was that verbal manifestation. What you put out there, when you say your words have meaning. You know what I mean? And if you put it out there, it's out there. It's traveling. Those words are out there, man.
That's why you say positive words, not negative.
Right. And that's what happened in this situation. And to see it from the band that they met to performing on these shows and now being celebrated, I just think is just wonderful. Now, this is in the earlier before COVID. So we're still kind of in that. We know that they're already big time, but it's interesting to see what these groups went through COVID because not many of them stayed together. You know what I mean?
As with a lot of things.
Huh?
As with a lot of things.
Yeah. So
COVID
it was
just kind of rearranged a lot of things.
Exactly. Well, COVID changed it all, especially for these groups because, they can't go outside. They're
For everybody though, Frankie, because we as just normal people couldn't go outside, couldn't go grocery shopping, couldn't go here or there, couldn't see each other as a family.
Yeah.
We couldn't do anything because there was so much danger out there.
Yep.
And then there was the people that didn't believe in it, which was foolish.
Right. It made it worse for everybody.
It made it
around
worse for the rest of us who knew that this is serious.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, but there's this balance all the time. You just have to decide for yourself, where's my positive?
Yeah.
And how many people am I going to influence positively? So there's a positive in every situation.
Yeah.
All you got to do is find it.
Well, these guys are a shining example of it, Mom, and I really,
Yes, they are.
really, I'm proud of these guys. I'm proud for the Filipino people because, again, I say that Filipinos sometimes are just very underrated people, and they should not be, because I can point to so many directions and show you a Filipino who's dominated the game, and yet I just don't think that they get the recognition that they deserve. But again, I just believe in this story. I believe that the SB19 story is the Filipino story. You know what I mean?
Well, and they stuck together, and that's
Yeah.
where it's at. If you stick together as a group, as a whole family, as a unit, you get further. You
Yeah.
get further ahead, much further ahead than if you start picking on each other and I'm better than you or you're better than me, whatever. That doesn't work. Never has.
And that's the
never
thing
will.
about the Filipino people is their spirit is they're close. They're a
And
very
that's good.
close
That's the way
knit.
they were raised. That was their belief from the very beginning of time.
Yeah, they help each other. They're very
Your
close.
family is a unit. You have
It's
to stick
networking.
together.
The networking is what helps. Well, in any event, that's episode 5, Fates in the History Books. I want to thank my mother for coming. And
Thank you for asking me.
yes, thank you for being there for me always from the beginning to now.
And yeah, I was there when you were born.
And how would you like to react to one of their songs?
Fine.
Let's do that.
Let's
So
do it.
you guys jump on over. We're going to do a reaction with my mom for SB19, and we'll see you guys there. If you haven't yet, please like, subscribe. Please like, subscribe, and put that notification bell on so you know the next time we drop one of these videos. Talk to you soon. Peace. Mom, are you serious?
Mom, you should wear those.
I don't need any outside.
He doesn't want me to be outshined.
He doesn't want you to be.
He doesn't want to be outshined.
Mom, if you want to wear those dark sunglasses, let's do it now.
I think you should wear them.
No, because
Go,
reactions
wear
are
'em.
all about the face.
But you can't. You're gonna have to keep them on the whole time then.
But
You think I
reactions are
can't?
all about the face. They like to see the faces.
Right.